Welcome back guys to another GTA video, and in today's one we are finishing off the tier 4 career progress for the casino missions, and this one is bad beat and I've done it solo and it is losing less than 50% of your health. Not quite mission impossible, but it is bloody difficult. This one did take me a couple of days, but we finally got there in the end, and hopefully the video will help you get there as well with it. But let's go on with it. So here we go guys, and exact same as the pistols only run through, it's getting behind the bar as soon as possible. Now the positioning behind the bar is very important. You need to be behind Vincent, that way he'll take the brunt of any shots from the guards and from the helicopter. Now as you can see, I'm using sticky bombs to start off with, placing 3 to take out these 3 closest guards, and then I'm just going to continue using sticky bombs. The sticky bombs themselves, the furthest they will go is that second tree, and you can get the majority of the guards that run down this way. That's enough to take out the guards to get through this first wave or the first helicopter. As for this first buzzard itself, you do not need to take it out. Once you've taken out enough guards, I think it's either 7 or 8 guards that need to be killed, the buzzard itself will fly away. So you don't need to touch that first buzzard at all. And when you are throwing the sticky bombs, try and throw them in between the buzzards shooting. You've got about a 7 or 8 second window between each time the buzzard shoots. And as you'd expect, there is a lot of patience just waiting for guards to come down close enough to be taken out by the sticky bombs, but don't try and rush things, you will lose health unnecessarily. But as you can see, with that guard being taken out, the buzzard's moving away. It will then spawn in a second buzzard coming in from the right hand side. Now this is an important one to be taken out, you need to take this one out. So best weapon that I found was the railgun, and get yourself right into this corner. Now it will actually stop and leave enough of it sticking out where you can actually shoot it. This one's playing hide and seek. If I get right over and you're aiming for just behind the pilot, shooting the pilot doesn't work. But once you've got rid of that helicopter, it is just a matter of taking out all the visible guards that are out this front area here. You will have, I think there could be 2 or 3 more guards that come in from the right hand side, but you need to take out all these guards at the front first. So once you've got everybody that you can get using the sticky bombs, it's moving on to the weapons. Now obviously I've done the pistols only challenge before, so I can use any weapon, and it is just a case of taking your time, picking them off one by one. So there's actually 4 guards here. There's the one on the right I've just taken out, there's another one coming in as well, and there's 3 further back on the left. There's the one that you can see popping up behind the yellow benches, there's then one behind the infinity pool, and there's one, it's either the 3rd or 4th tree along on the left hand side. But like I was saying, it does take time, so we'll speed up this process here. And once you're sure there is no guards coming in from the right hand side, make your way over to the left hand side of the bar area. That gives you a clear shot at the 2 right at the back. Couldn't quite get a clean headshot on either of these guys straight away, but don't try and rush things, and also just keep an eye on the right hand side. You may get the occasional guard running along, as you can see there, but once you do eventually take out those 2 guards right at the back, you are then want to make your way along here, and all you're looking to do is take out either 2 or 3 guards. Once you've taken out those 2 or 3 guards, the next wave will spawn in with another buzzard. You also need to be very careful at this point, because there is one of the guards that does have a tendency to use the rapid fire bug, so be careful. Now the best weapon to use is the minigun, because it does allow you to creep out quite far without the guards being able to see you, but you can see them and shoot them. Now there's always a guard right at the end of, you can see his head just popping up and down. Sometimes he's standing up, But there I got him. This guard here, quite obvious, standing up nice and tall. and then there's another 2 just behind that ledge there. You see his head popping up and down, and then once I take him out, if you check the mini-map, there's the next wave spawning in, and then it's a case of making your way back round to that bar area. Now this helicopter, you want to be taking it out as quick as possible again. So it's straight onto the railgun, and you're looking at the back end of the main body of the buzzard to take it out. But once that buzzer's been taken out, it is just a matter of being patient once again. There are a total of 3 more guards that come up to this front area, and this is the safest place to take them out. But once you've got all the guards and you're sure that there's no more coming up, we're moving on to the next part. And for the next part, it is best if you do have either the thermal scope on the sniper, or if you've got a thermal helmet that you can wear just to check. As you can see there is a heat signature behind one of the walls. Now you can occasionally get a heat signature behind this first wall, but generally doing it this way, it should only leave the 1 guard further down there. Now you do need to be careful because there are still guards over on the right hand side on the lower garden area, so be careful of them. But once you've taken that guard out, it is now a case of moving on up. Now you do need to take these 2 guards out in the garden area, and the safest way I've found is just using the sticky bombs, throwing the sticky bombs into where they would be. There's also a couple of guards at the right hand side behind the infinity pool that you can take out with the sticky bombs. Don't move too close to the infinity pool because there's 1 guard, as you'll see here, that I'm just about to take out. You can see his head bobbing up and down, and that's all you need, just the tip of his head. Then this guard round the corner, very important you take him out with a sticky bomb against the wall. This is the second guard that's got a tendency to do the rapid fire bug, that one there. And if you do run out of sticky bombs, do remember that you can purchase them through the inventory and the ammo menu. Now moving on to the front garden area, this is where you need to take extreme care. Very little cover for you here apart from this wall, so stay back, take your time and concentrate on the guards that are running round. Try and get clean headshots on them, but there will be, it's either 6 or 8 guards that come this way. You've got 1 just on the corner of that air vent, and another half dozen or so that do run round. So take your time here, wait until you've taken out all these guards, and the way that you'll know that you've taken them all out is the next phase will start, another buzzard will spawn in. And now we have the next buzzard spawning in on the minimap, and you do want to try and get this one out as quickly as possible. Allow it though to come in, and it will hover just over the edge of the upper building, leaving you enough room just to creep out and get the shot to take it out. But once your buzzard is gone, there are 6 guards that you need to take out. There are 4 in place at the moment, and 2 of them will respawn. So you've got 1 in the corner here that will respawn, and 1 behind them right at the buzzard that respawns. Wasn't expecting that guard to come running along. And there you can see again, there's the respawned guard at the corner and again at the buzzard. So that's 4 of them. You've then got 1 that plays peekaboo up behind. He's a bit more difficult to hit. Now you could use a sniper rifle, but it does expose more of your body and they can get shots on you if you use the sniper rifle, so be careful with the weapon that you choose. And for the last one I'm going to use the minigun, because you do need to put more of your body out there, and he's right on the edge of that last air vent. There we go. Now still using the minigun, we are going to take out the 4 or 5 guards dotted along the wall here. Now it is best to use the minigun because, like I said earlier, you can get further out without exposing your body, and it allows you to see the guards quite clearly and get a clean shot on them. Now unfortunately I couldn't actually get a clean headshot on them for some reason here, so it did take a few attempts just to knock down the 4 or 5 guards that were along here. But once you've taken out enough of the guards, you will get another trigger point and the final buzzard that comes in. Now this was the key thing for me completing this. It was taking this buzzard out early. If you miss this buzzard, it does go above the highest part of the roof, and once you get up there, you need to try and get up and deal with not only the buzzard but the guards as well that are up there. So try your best to get that buzzard taken out early as soon as possible. We are then going to make our way along the edge of the building here to the next sort of trigger point where Vincent talks to you. And what he's warning you about there is the guards are hanging over the edge up top. So best thing is the RPG and just hitting the very edge of the roof there. Might take a couple of shots to get the exact location. Just keep moving along the edge of the roof line there until you can see I got one of the guards down. Now because I did get the buzzard early, there was only one guard there, but I was just making sure, making my way with a few more shots there. Now we are now going to make our way along to the end of the building, but there are still a couple of guards along the wall line there, and you can actually hear the screams of one of the guards up on the roof that's actually burning from the RPG fire, and he disappears thankfully, so that's one less up top again. But after a final check up to make sure there's no one up there, it is just a matter of making your way along. Now you do need to be careful, there's a guard behind that electrical box at the far side, so wait till he pops out and then shoot him, and again same at the corner, wait until the guard pops out and shoots him. Now at this point there is a guard behind the electrical box here. Now from what I can tell, it is a permanently respawning guard. If you move away from this area after killing this guard, like I do need to do, he will respawn. Now there is a guard up on the rooftop that can be taken out here, and it's a lot easier taking him out here. He did manage to get a hit on me, but I got him before I was any damage, and there's that respawning guard, so you do need to be careful of him. Now throughout the number of tries and the tests that I did, every time I moved away from this area there would be another guard that would pop out the door here. But as soon as you go up the ladder, that's the guards finished, they don't respawn anymore. So final stage is up the ladder, and you've got a guard just behind the faraway AC unit on the right hand side, which is fairly easily taken out. And I am then left with the Juggernaut and two guards at the back. Now I do decide to throw grenades at the Juggernaut rather than the minigun for some reason, I'm not sure why. The risk of the grenades bouncing back towards me was quite high, but I just thought, like, let's go for it. Now you will occasionally get one guard right behind the Juggernaut, behind one of the weapons crates, but I think that was the guard that was burning while we were down below shooting the rockets up. But with him not being here, there's only two guards left, and it's at this point here disaster nearly strikes. Yep, my controller ran out of charge. Imagine I'd have been in the middle of shooting someone at that point. So take a minute just to compose myself again there, and we'll make our way round for these last two guards. Now they are on the sort of lower level up here, and they are behind the air vent ducting that's at the back there, so yep, do be careful making your way back there, but I've never had them pop out on me on all the attempts that I've done so far. And I'll just revert back to the live audio for my reaction here. Yes, get in! Yes! Thanks. And as you can probably tell, I was suitably relieved once that one was done. And just to finish things off, you do need to make your way back to Vincent. I do have a wee celebratory emote here. But you can make your way down the quick easy way here, just jumping onto the top of the wooden slats, rather than back down the ladder and all the way around.
You showed those Texas cocksnots! Oh, you were incredible! Yeah, me too! You know what? We should make an action movie.
We have to end this, or we really will be sitting on a pile of rubble.
I will speak to my uncle.
Yes, whatever we need to do. So sorry about all of this.
I brought some champagne.
And with Tom and his champagne, that does signify the mission is passed. And as you'll see there, I'll get the wee pop-up just saying that that is it finished. 6 out of 6 on hard difficulty with less than 50% damage. And we can now go in and claim our awards. So you see everything ticked off. And with the tier 4 complete, we do get the 10,000 RP, the 250,000 GTA dollars, and the Enos Paragon R. And we'll get that in with the rest of the award cars. But that's it guys, all done. If you did enjoy the video or did find it useful, do leave a like, and if you are new here, why not consider subscribing. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.